everyone and welcome to today's craft video. And I actually finished making my church for my winter village, so this is the second video. The first part is a video before this one, so if you've not seen that, then I started making it the other day. But yeah, this is the second part and I hope that you enjoy it, everybody. So you're going to need some more popsicle sticks, some matchsticks and some wooden skewers, and then I used a bell decoration as well for the bell tower. And that's everything that you'll need other than a glue gun, a pair of tweezers, a pair of wire cutters, some scissors, and yeah. So the next step now, after we left where I left it, is we're going to create two squares that are 5 sticks long. So in the first video I'll show you how I do my squares, but I'm just going to do 2 of them, and these are going to be for the roof. So they're just 5 sticks long, and I'm just going to roughly place them where I want them to be. And then all I'm going to do is glue them at the bit where it meets the side of the tower and in the center as well. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue and hold it in place until it dries. And then I'm just going to pop some glue in the center and just glue them together. And we will be covering this later on, so it doesn't matter about if you can see the glue or not, but I'm just going to do that and then let it dry and I'll be back. So I'm just letting it dry in the center, and like I said, we're going to be covering it anyway. So this is nearly the front of the church done, and now I'm just going to fill in the section in the roof that we've just created, that space. So I'm just going to take some more sticks and I'm just going to place them so that the end is just touching over the ones that we've already got in place. And then I'm just going to use a pen and I'm going to mark an angle where we need to cut. I'm just going to use some wire cutters, cut that, and then stick it down into place. And then I'm just going to make sure that it's just overlapping the sticks that are already in place, and it obviously touches the roof, but we are going to be covering it with another stick, so it doesn't matter if it's not completely straight where we've cut at an angle. And we're also going to be covering where we're going to stick the 2 sticks together. So I'm just then going to fill in the rest of the space and I'll be back once that's done. So all the space is now filled and we can just finish off the roof part. So I'm just going to take 1 stick and measure it and cut it to size and then glue it down. And then I'm going to take 2 full sticks and just glue them over the raw edges of where we cut. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to add 2 sticks on either side. Just to hide the gap in between the bits that we've just stuck on. And of course, taking any excess glue off. So yeah, it's nice and dry, guys, so we can get on to the next section. So I'm going to make 2 sections now that are 5 sticks across in length, and these are going to be for the side of the church. and I'm just going to do them exactly the same as I've done them before. And this will be for the side and the roof part of the side of it as well. So I'm just going to do them and I'll be back when that's done. So I've got two that are now 5 sticks wide, and I'm going to make another one that's 6 sticks wide, and this is going to be the back of the side section. So we've got the back section, which is 6 sticks wide, and then we've got the side section and the roof, which are 5 sticks wide. So we can work on the front now, and then we can build the side part of the church. So again, for the front, I'm doing exactly the same as I've done the other ones. I'm going to take 1 stick and 2 horizontal sticks. And I'm going to do 2 full sticks to start off with. So the one that's already in place, and then another one. And then I'm going to do 2 1-inch strips at the top and the bottom to leave the gap for the window. And then I'm going to do 2 full sticks to finish it off. And I also did the frame. I did show how to do the window frames in the first video, so I don't have to keep showing them every time I do one. But that is the front section. So it's 6 along, 2 full ones, and then 2-inch ones at the bottom and 2-inch sticks at the top, and then 2 full ones again to finish off the front. And now I'm just going to make the frame for the side of the church. So I'm just sticking the section that's 5 sticks across to the side, and then sticking the one that's 6 sticks across to the back. And now it's all dry. I'm going to just hold it roughly whereabouts I want it at the side of the church, and then just using the roof bit as a guide to figure out where I want the roof to be. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to attach some glue. And then glue the roof at an angle. And then exactly the same as we did the roof for the front of the church, I'm just going to fill in the gaps by holding a stick at the top of the sticks that are already in place, and then marking with a pen the angle that we need to cut, using the wire cutters to cut them, and then gluing it down. And I'll fill the space that we've just made, and then stick a stick across the front and then one against the side of the roof. and I'll be back when that's done. So I filled in the gap, I've put the stick across the front and I've put one across the roof, and now I'm just going to fill the gap that we've made by adding another full length stick. Just to finish off the roof and make it nice and neat. And then I did notice there was a slight gap in between the roof and the bit that we've just glued. So I'm just going to add a matchstick just to hide the gap, so that when we glue it to the side of the church, there won't be such a big gap. And now I'm just going to use some glue and glue it into place. And I'm going to leave it about 2 sticks wide, so it's like 2 sticks deep in. And that's the side done. So that's the side done and the front done, and it's wide enough that we can get a candle in the bottom of it once we've finished decorating it all, so it'll light up. And now we can start on the front section of the tower. So I started to make a frame and we're going to do the windows. So I've done 1 full stick and then I'm going to do 2-inch sticks at the top and the bottom to create the first window. And then I'm going to stick 6 full length sticks in the middle. And this is because the roof of the front bit that we've made is just a little bit taller, so I wanted to make sure that the windows were at the side and that the centre of the roof was in the middle, so it didn't cut off any of the windows. So I'm going to stick another 6 full length ones, and then I'm going to do 2-inch sticks at the top and the bottom again, and then 1 full length stick at the end to finish it off. And then it's all nice and even. They're exactly the same distance spaced. And it's 12 sticks across in total. So that's the 6 centre ones. And then 2 1-inch sticks at the top and the bottom, and then 1 full length one to finish it off. And that's the front section of the tower. And then we had 2 full sections, 12 sticks across from the first video that was spare, and I've added the frames in as well. So these were from the first video that we had spare. And I'm just going to stick them 1 on either side. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to glue 1 full stick across the front so that it's only halfway over it. And then we're going to use this as a brace to stick it to the top of the rest of the tower. So I'm just lining it up, and then I'm just going to add a fair amount of glue. And then attaching it like so. So I'm now just going to add 2 full length sticks to hide the gaps on either side, and then we can start to work on the back. So I don't want to completely cover the back of the tower because I want to be able to add a candle into it, a battery candle. So I just want to hide behind the window so that you don't see the wall once you're looking through it. So I'm going to do 2 sections that are 5 sticks wide, And then I'm going to do one that's 4 sticks wide as well, and this is going to be for a back for each side, and then a shelf in the middle so that the candle will sit on it. So I'll be back when that's done. So I've got the 3 sections, one that's 4 sticks wide and 2 that are 5 sticks wide, and we can start to glue them into place. So I'm going to take one of the 5 stick wide ones and add it to the side. And then I'm going to take the one that's 4 sticks wide and glue it so that it makes a shelf. And then I'm going to attach the one that's 5 sticks wide at the other side. And then this is just so that we can get the candle out and turn it on and off when we want to. And then just finishing it off with the other section that we made. And then I'm just going to add 2 small sections of sticks to finish off the back. So now we can start onto the next section. And I'm going to make 3 sections. I'm going to do one that's 6 sticks wide, and then I'm going to do 2 that are 12 sticks wide, and this is going to be for the center of the tower, and that's the 2 sides and the back. And now we can start on the front. So for the front, I'm going to do, it's going to be 6 wide. I'm going to do 2 full length sticks. Then I'm going to do 2-inch sticks at the bottom and 2-inch sticks at the top to form a window, and then finish it off with 2 full length sticks at the end. And that'll be our window in the center of the tower. And then I'll add the frame exactly the same as I've done with all the other windows. And this is the bell tower part of the church. And then after this, there's just adding the roof and the bell, and then just finishing off a few bits. So we've got our 4 sections to make this center part, and I'm just going to take the 2 12-inch sections and glue them to either side of the window. And then again, I'm going to stick the other 12 stick section on the other side. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to stick the back part on. So this is the center of the tower, and now I'm going to form the roof and the section to put the bell in. So I just picked this up from a charity shop. I think I paid 20p for it. And for this section, I'm going to take 6 matchsticks, and I'm going to just glue 1 in each of the corners and then 1 in the center of the sides as well. And I'm going to make sure that they're all the same height. I'm just going to use a ruler to put it on top and make sure that they're all the same height. And I'll be back when we've done that. So I'm happy with how it's looking, and that's the height I want the gap to be so that we can see the bell. And now I'm just going to add some sticks around the sides and the back and the front. I'm going to start off on the sides, do the back, and then always leave the front one till the end so that it covers everything, so that nothing's overhanging and you can't see any of the joints. So I've done that, I've done all the way around, and now we can do the same thing again but at the top of the sticks. So I'm just going to do the side ones first, then the back one, and then the front one. Right, to form the roof, I'm going to use some wooden skewers to form the base of the roof so that we can glue the sticks to it. And I'm just holding it at an angle and cutting roughly where I want the centre of it to be. And then I'm going to cut 4 that are exactly the same length of this one that we just cut. So there'll be 4 in total. And it was 3 inches long, the ones that I did. So I've got all 4 pieces, and I'm just going to roughly hold them where I want them to be. And then I'm just going to use a good amount of glue and then just hold them in place until it dries. And now that I'm happy with it, I'm just going to use this as a template and glue the other 2 so that they're exactly the same. So they're dry. I'm going to now attach them to the roof. So I'm doing it at a slight angle so that they bend inwards. And I'm just gluing them at each end into the corners of the frame that we made. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. And when they're dry, I'm just going to glue them together in the centre. Like so. So I'm really happy with how it's looking, and now we can finish off doing the roof. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the bell, because once we put the roof in place, we're not going to be able to get the bell in. So I'm going to do it now. So I've just cut the ribbon and I'm just threading it through the bell. And this was the ribbon that it came on, but you're not going to see it, so it just doesn't particularly matter. And I'm just going to hold it roughly whereabouts I want it to be. So I want it so that we can see it in between the gap. And then I'm just going to add some glue and then hold it roughly where I want it and wait for it to dry. And then just cut off the excess ribbon once it's dried. So I'm super happy with how it's looking, but obviously when I lay it down you can't see it exactly. So I'm now just taking some sticks. I'm going to do the sides first, and exactly the same as we've done the other roofs, I'm just going to hold them in place and then mark with the pen on either side where I need to cut at an angle. And then I'm going to cut that and glue it into place, and I'm going to work my way all the way up to the top of the roof, and I'm going to do both sides first. And again, these will be hidden with sticks, so it doesn't matter if they're not perfect. So I'm hoping to get this finished by Monday. I'm going to do a different craft on Friday. I'm going to do something different. I want something for my coffee table for Christmas Day. So I'm going to do that on Friday, and then over the weekend I'm going to finish this, and hopefully it'll be done for Monday. And then I think Monday is going to be my last craft of this year, to be honest, guys. I'm going to have a break between Christmas and New Year, but I'll be back in the new year. I'm just going to have some time and chill and relax and just enjoy Christmas. So yeah, I will be back after the new year, but we can get on to the next section now that I've done the two roof sides, and I'm going to do the front and the back. I'll do the back first and then the front. So now that the whole roof is completely full and filled in, I'm just going to take some sticks. I'm going to hold it in place and mark roughly where I need to cut at an angle. And then glue that into place. Now, it doesn't matter if it doesn't completely join at the top, because I am going to be putting some fake snow. But I did try and get it as perfect as possibly could. And then I'm just going to do the same on the other side. And then obviously I'm going to do the same on the sides and the back as well until it's all completely covered. And I'll be back when I've done that and we can attach it to the main section of the church. So it's done, the bell tower's finished, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Yeah, I love it. I love the bell in it, and yeah, I'm just really happy with the result, that it's turned out so well. So I just can't wait to get it decorated now. But we can attach it to the bell tower. So I'm just going to make sure that it's in the center. So it's 6 sticks wide, and so is the distance between the 2 windows. So I'm using that as a guide. And then the horizontal sticks that are the inside of the tower, it will fit nice and neatly on top of there. So that's what I'm going to glue it to. And I'm just going to make sure that I use a fair amount of glue. And then now we can finish off the rest of the tower. So I'm going to make 2 sections that are 12 sticks wide, and this is going to be the roof. So I'm going to do them 2 and I'll be back. And I've moved you to the side so you can see this, but these are going to be for the side of each of the tower. And I'm just going to hold it in place roughly where I want it. And I think halfway where between the window is where I ended up sticking it in the end. And obviously, depending on how much you want it to stick out from the side of the church, will determine the angle that you want to glue it. So I'm just going to pop the glue on the sides and then at the top, and I'm going to glue them into place. So now that that's dry. It doesn't matter if there is glue at the joints, because again, I'm going to be using fake snow, so you're not going to see it, but I'm now just going to fill in these gaps. And exactly, we're going to do it a little bit different this one, just because I want to make sure that the front's nice and neat. So I'm actually going to miss the first stick, because I'm going to be putting a full one at the end to frame it all and make sure that it's all nice and neat. So for now, I'm just going to do the two end ones, so the smaller of the two. So miss the first one. Again, like we did the other ones, just hold it in place, use a pen to mark it off, and then cut at an angle. And then I'm going to fill the gap, so two on each side, missing the first one, the larger one. And then we can finish the rest of it off. So they're in place, and now we can sort out making sure that it's all nice and neat and finished. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the side ones down first. And I'm making sure that the end is just right at the edge of the tower, so it's not overlapping. And then do the same on the other side. And then now I'm going to add the one that we missed out, and it's going to be a full length one all the way up to the top. And I always try and pick the straightest ones that I can, and then any that aren't straight, I use them ones for the small pieces, and the ones that I cut off for the back, so that everything's nice and neat at the front. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. And then to finish it off, I'm going to put one across the front where it all joins. And then just two on either side of the roof to hide if there was any gaps. So now we can add the centerpiece. And then after this, there's only one thing left to do. So I'm just making sure it's in the center. So I've left 3 sticks wide on each side, so it's dead center. And I'm just going to add a bit of glue to the center there and at the top as well. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one more stick. I'm going to hold it at the top of the roof at the front, and I'm just going to let it overhang slightly and mark it off and cut. And then I'm just gluing that into place and making sure that the curved end is facing the front. And that's it, it's finished, it's built. So now on to decorating and doing the display and painting, and I'm so excited to paint it. I have to confess though, I'm not 100% sure what colour I'm going to paint it yet. I can't decide, but this is what it looks like in front of my tree. And yeah, there's the bell. I absolutely love it. I think it's super cute, and I just love how it all turned out. And I know it was a long video, guys, but I didn't want to keep splitting it up into different parts. I don't like splitting up my videos into parts. I don't know why. I like trying to have a thing that's completely finished, but it was a large one, so it has been a bit lengthy. But if you've made it this far, guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It was a joy to do this. I absolutely loved making this, and I cannot wait to finish it off. So I'm hoping that I can spend the weekend doing it. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to paint it. I want it to match my log cabins, but I think if I paint it dark brown and just have light brown around the edges, it's going to be too dark. So I'm thinking I might do it the opposite. I think I might do the most of it like a lighter brown, and then do the roof part and the sections to the opposite of my cabins, really. I think that'll work because I do want it to match. But if you've got any ideas, let me know. I'm not going to be starting painting until Friday at least anyway, so I'll have a think. But thank you so much, guys. Take care, and I'll see you on Friday for Friday's video. Actually, I'll see you tomorrow for a Poundland haul. Bye for now.